Okay, we're
Right.
recording. Right. So, are we interested in Xbox?
Hmm.
I am going to be honest and say I'm interested at a console war level. You know, I'm always interested to see what the other guy does, and I think interesting tactic by Microsoft. I don't know if it's going to work well for them, but the idea of selling a console as a mobile phone contract is very interesting. It's
Oh
a
no, I think that's great.
very clever move on their part. It's not what I want or what we want, but it is a very good idea to be able to sell so you basically got no upfront cost. Here's your console, 2 years worth. You've got to pay it off over 2 years, and there's 2 years worth of Ultimate Game Pass, which gets you. Isn't that the Ultimate one's the PC and Xbox, isn't it?
I think the Ultimate is the one that gives you their day one. You get their exclusives. Is that right?
Look it up.
Anyway, not that they've got any exclusives. I mean, they will have exclusives. They did do a show with a number of titles, but all of those titles, none of them are coming out in 2021, and I doubt whether even Halo's coming out next year.
I just dropped my laptop. I'll edit that bit out. Hang on, I just want to have a quick look because it's like I am in. What is Ultimate Game? Because there's too many versions of Game Pass for it to make sense to somebody who's not part of it. You know, I don't.
Yeah.
Oh look, Game Pass is Ultimate Game Pass. What's that? Come on, internet.
So really, it's just how much is?
Oh right. Okay. So Ultimate Game Pass allows you to download games titles that are added to console, PC, and the Android. That's the xCloud stuff as well, where you can just stream a game onto your phone without having it downloaded on your PC or your console.
Look, mate, my phone's battery life is worse than my fucking Switch, so the last thing I'll be doing is playing games on it.
Don't you dare slag off Kiryu's phone.
Oh yeah, that's true. Talking of that, that's the only thing that's pissed me off is that the PS5 version of Yakuza Like a Dragon is going to be delayed by 3 months probably, while Xbox has it as an exclusive.
Is it 3 months?
I don't know. I don't know. A console launch is an exclusive. I'm hoping it's only.
That's a big coup for Microsoft, really, isn't it? Because I mean, they've always, if that's the Japanese.
Fucking annoying. That's what it is.
Oh, it can't. Well, no. Yeah. I don't know.
Well, look, it's coming out on PS4 day one. It's just they've stopped PS5 people getting it on their system initially.
It is a bit.
Yeah, I can wait for that. Right?
It's a bit weird though, isn't it? Because it means that it doesn't affect the Japanese market because Japan have had Yakuza 7 for a year.
Yeah.
So there's not really a market in Japan for someone to go, oh, well, the Xbox X version of that game is the only way I can play it. I've never played that because Japan's already played Yakuza 7, so it's not going to give Microsoft a door into Japan, which is what they're desperate for.
I mean, you know, because I'm buying all my PS5 games on PS5 physical, I would like a proper PS5 physical edition of Yakuza, you know, Like a Dragon. So I'm prepared to wait because I'm sort of a bit Yakuza'd out, really. The interesting thing is that I will still keep my PS4 because even though you can play PS4 games, presumably from your digital library carries forward, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So.
Although they have confirmed now that the PS5 natively does not support PS3, PS2, and PS1 games because there was that hope that it was going to be completely.
I know there's some people out there, probably about 10 people that hope that happens, but they did a study. They did a study. Microsoft, there's some statistics that say that less than 1% of people actually utilised the back compat type games on Xbox. It's not a fucking deal breaker by any long stretch of the imagination. People were going on about it. My view is, if you want to play PS3 games, pick up a PS3 for peanuts and buy the discs. They're dirt cheap.
I think it's that whole thing of the sort of like the holy grail of gaming is that, you know, Nintendo are a good example of it, and they're kind of on the right path, but not. No. You know, with this whole Nintendo Switch Online and the drip feed of games they're putting out. I mean, you know, if Nintendo wanted to, they could put their entire back catalog as sort of like a Netflix-esque subscription service onto one of their platforms, and it'd be like people would buy it. People would subscribe to that, and it's like, well, Sony could do the same.
I think Sony have got
as like not as a oh my god, this is a cutting edge service we need, but just like as this throwaway thing that people would probably subscribe to and just forget about.
Sony have got PS Now, and most of the titles on that are actually PS3, aren't they?
Are they? Okay,
yeah, a ton of them are PS3.
Oh, that's it. You have to stream them. You can't download them.
Yeah. So if you want PS Now, which is very good value, it's only $5.99 a month, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
You know, if they want to do the eventually do like a Game Pass thing, PS Now is there because they bought Gakkai, for Christ's sakes, didn't they?
Oh yeah, the old streaming thing.
But there's no fucking way I'm going to be wanting to play a PS1, PS2 or a PS3 game on my PS5 if I've got PS5 games to play.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
No fucking way.
Absolutely. I think that's also why you shouldn't. I mean, I think you're right to probably not buy Yakuza 7 straight away, because for the same reason as Cyberpunk, you know, Yakuza 7 is going to be another game where you're going to put a lot of time in it.
That's 120 hours apparently first playthrough.
You know, every time I've bought a new console on launch or get a new console, full stop, you never play one game. You flip between 20 different games because you want to see what your console does.
Yeah.
And then you end up not playing any of them really. You just put them to one side and never complete them.
It's a bit like if you pirated games, not that I'd ever done that. If you pirated games, and it's like you spend more time pirating the games than you do actually playing the games you've pirated, because you're just spoilt for choice. You're like the richest person in the world, where you can have any game that you want to play, and then when you've got any game that you want to play and you haven't earned the money and put graft in to pay for it, you don't see any value in them. And so you go, oh, fuck that Resident Evil 7, I'm not playing that. So...
yeah, we never should have modded our Xboxes, really, should we?
No. I should never have modded yours.
No, you never should have. And we should never have opened up our game.
Because I was the only one you'd trust to do the soldering correctly on that chip that I put in yours.
And that was after... who was it? Did we try and do our GameCubes to make them? We had Japanese GameCubes, and they found out how to make it US was putting a little piece of solder across.
Yeah, we did.
And we tried to put a switch in and sodded it up. So we actually just, bollocks, we just left them as American.
Yeah.
I miss my GameCube.
So I mean, you know, it's my biggest hobby that I spend money on, really. So, I mean, let's face it, PlayStation Now free games are not going to be PS5 games, are they? For months.
Oh, no. And if they are PS5 games, they're going to be, you know, if they add PS5 games to PS Plus, which they probably will, they're going to be like the indie games, the game, you know, the cheaper indie games that have been ported from PS4 to PS5 or something. It's going to be like small freebies to start off with.
I'm really surprised that they've not even talked about PSVR yet. They must be lining that up for PSVR 2.
Well, and the other thing is, then you saw like people then start taking screenshots of the ports when they did the twist
So
around the
what's on
default
the back?
reselling. 2 USBs,
Yeah,
an HDMI, a
yeah.
power socket,
Mm.
and a network port. That's it. There's no dedicated camera port because it's not a dedicated camera
So if
anymore.
you've got
No
PSVR, you might as well
optical.
keep your PS4 plugged in. So that's what I was going to say to you.
Yeah.
Because the PS5 is fucking huge, and it's got a 4K Blu-ray player. I'll get rid of my dedicated Blu-ray player at the bottom of my unit, and there's a massive wide area, and that's where my PlayStation 5 will go.
So, yeah, I mean, the thing that worries me at the moment is like, it seems to be like 3 USB ports, 2 at the front, 2 at the back, 1 at the front. And because they haven't confirmed yet, do we need the processing unit for the VR? Do we need that? You know, does that still need to be plugged in, or is it built into the VR unit? That's 1 USB has to be the processing unit, like we currently do. But then the camera.
Presumably, does the headset plug in via a USB?
What, the new headset?
No, the VR headset.
The VR headset plugs into the processing unit via an HDMI and a proprietary cable. So I didn't see that there was a VR plug-in, or so. I think you still have to use the processing unit. At which point, if you use the camera adapter, which is going to convert the PS4 camera to work on the PS5, that's another USB gone, which means that you're still stuck with 1 USB at the front for charging, or the dongle for the headset. You know, for the
other
audio
thing that you've probably not considered yet is that how about if they say PSVR 2 is completely wireless?
Oh, I mean, PSVR 2 probably will be.
Because then you won't need a port in the front because it's all built into it already.
No. Yeah, I think like we said, you know, there's some technical they've done the bit now where they've given us a price and a date, and that's great. Really do want to know the technical details as well. You know, how's things going to work and things like that. Just things that they said were going to be included. Just how does that actually happen?
I think they're holding back games that are completed as well.
More than likely.
Because they're launching that Destruction All Stars, which looks interesting. That's a launch game.
The rollerball type thing.
Well, do you know that Ubisoft are going to do it looks like rollerball, but it's roller skating. That looks quite good, actually.
Yeah.
Talking of Ubisoft quickly, that thing where everyone's going around on skateboards and fucking push bikes and flying suits, you know that Riders Republic or something it's called? That game looks absolute tosh. I'm not buying that crap.
I didn't even see the trailer for it. I'm assuming it's just the skateboard version of Steep.
Well, no, what it is, it's a bit like The Cruise, but with like hundreds of people all racing different ways. It's about socially showing off your all this social crap is boring.
You're very, very brave of Ubisoft to release any kind of video trailer for a game featuring skateboarding, at least in the same month as the release.
I think I got it wrong.
Hawks.
I mean, snowboarding. It's like snowboarding, BMXing, all like downhill, fast, big jumps, flying suits, all that sort of stuff.
Just to say, I'm just on the internet and I've just seen something. 365 Games.
Yeah.
Apparently, they now have pre-orders for the physical version of Miles Morales Ultimate Edition.
Oh, have they? That's X-Bike game.
Oh, is it?
How much? Because they're good. They're really good. How much is it?
$67.99.
Oh, really?
For the physical version with a little sticker on it that says comes with Spider-Man Remastered.
Oh, I might. That seems to be the best version to get, because if you're paying £51 just for the basic 10-20 hour version,
you might as well get the
full
because I mean
package.
that game was really, really good. Right, I'm going to steal the show quickly because something happened today and I'm very excited.
Oh,
it's that time you know, as if there wasn't enough news this week, what with PlayStation consoles being released and games being announced out of the blue and all of this craziness going on. Hello Games suddenly decided to start tweeting again. And,
I saw that, yeah.
There's another No Man's Sky update coming out next week. It's called No Man's Sky Origins, and they haven't given any more details about it. But the fact that it starts with 4 years ago, we announced Foundation, or first major update for No Man's Sky. We promised it won't be our largest update, but it is the start of something. Those words were true at the time, and they ring true for Origins. We called it Origins because it is the beginning of something new, as No Man's Sky continues to grow and evolve. So
Yeah.
This sounds like it's the next big update, like Beyond and next before it. And it's like, well, last time they introduced VR. I mean, what the hell are they going to put in this game now? I've no idea.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll be the announcement of their next gen support.
By the
With ray
way,
tracing.
have you seen the Call of Duty thing?
What, trailer or beta?
The actual gameplay.
I saw the trailer on the showcase.
Looks good, doesn't it?
Yeah, it looks good, but it looks a bit scripted as well.
Oh, that's a shame. I'm on X-Bite now. A game that I said is being overlooked on the PS5 is the Planet Coaster game. That's a fantastic. That's coming out on PS4 and PS5. Planet Coaster.
Wow. That's the Frontier one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Who did Jurassic Park.
It says it's out of stock already.
Oh, well. That'd be good. I think, isn't it next week's free Epic game is Roller Coaster Tycoon 3?
The what, sorry?
Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 is next week's game on Epic, which you can keep forever for nothing.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I fancy a bit of that.
Yeah. I'm actually pre-ordering that X-Bite game, the Miles Morales Ultimate Edition.
I think the game they showed off, by the way, that didn't look like a huge step up, and I don't know why it's coming, is the Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition. But that's because Devil May Cry 5 looked so good on PS4 that I don't think it's a massive improvement, but it's nice to have a Devil May Cry game on PS5.
Yeah.
I'm sure that Resident Evil 2 and 3 will end up on PS5 in some form of enhanced edition.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, yeah, it's $67.99. So for basically, for £15 more, I'm going to get the original Spider-Man with all the DLC, but with all the upgraded, souped up graphics. That's a no-brainer, really, isn't it?
No, that's easy.
Yeah.
Easy one to do.
I'm placing my order now, but it's spinning around. It must be talking. I've done the PayPal bit and everything, and it's spinning around.
Just having a look here. I want to find the. By the way, I've not seen the trailer yet, but Sniper Elite VR is coming to PS4. That looks like it could be quite good fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, hang on. Here you go. There we go. I'm just going to tell you the bit here. That's. Oh yeah, the remaster.
That must have been going really cheap then. That game on 365.
Oh, hang on. Here you go. The remaster of Spider-Man for PS5 is no simple up-res, as many of the game's art assets have been completely updated to take advantage of the console's horsepower. You'll see better-looking characters with improved skin, eyes, hair, and facial animation, including our new next-generation Peter Parker. You will also see ray-traced reflections and ambient shadows, improved lighting, more pedestrians and vehicles stretching further into the distance, and the same optional performance mode offered on Miles Morales, allowing you to finally play the game at a targeted 60 frames a second. We will be supporting near instant loading, 3D audio, and the DualSense controller's haptic feedback. Lastly, we are adding 3 amazing new Spider-Man suits, new photo mode features, and even new trophies for those looking to platinum the game all over again.
All right.
That's a no-brainer. I'm really sorry, but that is a total no-brainer.
Yeah.
I don't know, though. I mean, it sounds from that it's available launch day. So it's Miles Morales and Spider-Man Remastered, all available at the same time.
Oh, just so you know, Planet Coaster won't be out to, well, they've not got a release date, but is it coming? It must be coming out. There must be a release date for it on PS4, surely.
I don't know. I have heard that it's coming to.
The thing is, I've already got it on PC, but as with all the stuff I've got on PC, I prefer to just turn my console on. Do you know what I mean? And just
Oh yeah.
Because at the very least, while you're playing a different game, you can chat with your mates on if they're online, you know.
Planet Coaster rides onto PS4 and PS5 this holiday. There's no release date other than holiday 2020.
Yeah.
Mind you, that Jurassic Park Evolution game is coming to Switch.
Yeah, it looks all right actually as well. You know, especially if they implement touchscreen.
Oh, that would be good. Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be good.
Yeah.
So, well,
did I tell you I pre-ordered Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War?
Which one?
PS5.
Oh no, yeah. So no, because I know there's the cross-gen version as well, isn't there? Where it's sort of like you can.
Yeah. Another game that looks good is Ride 4. That looks fucking amazing for a biker. You know.
Oh my God! Can you imagine what the inevitable Isle of Man TT sequel on PS5 will be like?
Yeah. Well, I've got the other one, but it's too fucking hard. Some of it. It's funny. You go into different game websites, and they have some games that are more expensive and some games that are cheaper, don't they? I
tell you the funny thing, you know, that we're talking about, sort of like pre-ordering and stuff like that. What do you make of this whole Nintendo and Super Mario All-Stars 3D?
I think it looks, all those 3 games are very, very good.
They're all very, very good. But why is it only available physically for a limited run? So there's not many physical copies.
So they're just saying it should be digital.
And the digital version is being removed from the eShop in March 2021. They're releasing it for a limited time, like Disney
I think it's because
with their films.
I reckon I know what it is. What it is that they're just saturating the fucking store with Mario games, and they need something to push people to buy it now, rather than just ignore it and wait for it. Because you've got Mario 3D World, which is the one we dress up as a cat. That was on the Wii U, and that was a really good game. And
I've actually never played Mario 64 or Mario Galaxy. Mario Sunshine I loved on GameCube.
Yeah.
But I've never actually played Mario Galaxy, and everyone says that's like one of the best ones. But
I've got Paper Mario as well, which I've actually got on my Switch. I haven't even loaded it up yet.
Oh, what, the Origami King one? It's really quite good.
It looks really good.
Yeah.
But you see what I mean? You've got that one, you've got the 3D Mario, and you know what I mean? You're getting saturated with Mario.
Yeah. But that's what they do. It's like the 35th anniversary, isn't it? So, I mean, that's when they did the Year of Luigi. There was Luigi games everywhere. And also, Nintendo haven't got a lot else going on for them this year. Everything seems to have gone Pete Tong for them.
So why do you think that... so what was it again? Why do you think they're making it like limited time?
like with Disney. Disney used to have the Disney Vault, didn't they? Used to release a film on video or DVD for a limited amount of time and then put it back in the vault and pull all the copies back to keep it special, and unique.
Oh.
Doesn't really work in the world of Disney Plus, but you know, that's what Disney used to do. I wonder if Nintendo was sort of like trying to make it, oh, you have to, it's only a limited, so you have to get it now. You have to buy it now.
I mean, it's a good way to claw in 50 quid from everybody, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I thought about it and I thought, no, I'm not going to. I just, my Switch is, I hardly touch my Switch, but I've invested so much money into all the games that are sat on there that I might as well just keep it and try and limit my expenditure.
Yeah, I mean, the Switch, I'm still playing the Switch regularly just for Animal Crossing. And see, apart from that, the only Animal Crossing, the only physical game I own on Switch now is Breath of the Wild. I've just got rid of it.
Well, I was going to say, they voted at the PAX or whatever, they've said games of a generation, #1 was Zelda.
Really?
Breath of the Wild. And I did play that start to finish and thoroughly enjoyed it.
Great game. I was a bit disappointed that when they announced the new Zelda game a couple of weeks ago, it was a Dynasty Warriors game. And I know it's set in the Breath of the Wild universe and it's very cool and everything, but I want Breath of the Wild 2. I know it's coming, but
I want to play that. To be honest with you, I would buy the Zelda game that was a Wii U exclusive. Was it Skyward Sword?
Oh, Skyward Sword.
You know what's the other one? The one with the princess I played on Wii U. They brought it out in HD, didn't they?
Oh, Wind Waker.
No, the other one.
Twilight Princess.
Yeah, I love that game. The music, I love that.
I think if this Mario 3D, because I think if Mario's 35 this year, and they're doing 3D All Stars and all of that, that means that Legend of Zelda is 35 next year.
Right.
So maybe if Mario does well, they'll do a Zelda 3D All Stars, and then you can get your.
I personally think I'd rather buy a Zelda than a Mario thing, although I do like the Mario.
Oh, absolutely. Things. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
I do like the Mario where you dress up as a cat, though, and you go climbing up walls, and that's the other one they're releasing. Is it this month or next month?
That's
3D
February.
World.
No, that's February next year.
Because that one's good for multiplayer as well.
Yeah,
if any of us can ever, with our lives, actually hook up for more than 10 minutes at the same time online anytime. Oh, yeah. So just to continue, so we've done all the news stuff. What we've been playing.
What have you been playing? Am I playing anything?
Well, I don't know what you're doing, but I platinum Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I'm in the first part of the DLC. They threw a lot of these challenges. You know, they'll challenge it whether you get this woman and it's like she's trying to get
Gumball or something like that.
Well, they're quite good fun actually. They're like it's like she's trying to get likes on some streaming site, and you've got to jump through all these hoops, beating people up, and do physical challenges and stuff. You know, and it's okay. I mean, there's content there. But now I've decided that I'm going to go for the Spider-Man full fat, like revamped edition. I would probably play Spider-Man through again. Now I'm better at the combat, you know.
Absolutely.
To begin with, I was appalling at the combat, and I couldn't get my head around it. And the first fight with Fisk really put me off. I mean, I think I tried that, failed a few times, and thought, "Oh fuck this," and then I didn't touch it for 2 years. But no, what have I been playing? Well, no one's been joining in with me, but I've been playing the Warlords of New York on Division 2.
Yeah, no, I did download it, and then you went about Warlords, and I thought, I haven't got that. I haven't got the Division.
You said you were going to get it, though, because
you're
the one that told me about it.
Yeah, no, but I said I was going to get it, and then you bought it, and then went, I'm not playing it. And then the pandemic happened, and playing a game about a disease-ravaged American wasteland seemed a little bit too close to home, so I deleted the Division.
What I'll say is that I just fancied a bit of shooting action, you know, after doing the
Yeah.
Spider-Man, the superhero thing. And so I re-downloaded it and I went back into it and I'm like, actually, there's something about it being back in New York, because Washington for Division 2 was not a good place for me. It was
Mm.
wide open. I didn't like at least when you go back to New York this time, it's gloomy, it sleets, there's been like a massive hurricane that swept through the place. It's really beautifully designed, you know. So,
Mm.
so I literally done all the story missions and got through to try and kill Aaron Keener, who's an absolute bastard to try and kill.
Yeah.
So I haven't done that yet. I got a bit frustrated because it's one of these things where you got to spend like 45 or 40, 20 minutes to be realistic, just fighting through crap before you even get to him.
Yeah.
Anyway, but apparently there's more hunters masks you can get over there as well in the New York thing, and there's a lot more underground places to explore. They've changed the loot, not the loot. They've changed the way that you can do your builds. It's a lot more easier to understand what you're buying into, what you're making good and what you're not making so good.
Yeah.
And overall, I'm like, it's really improved. And also, I loaded up because they're bringing out this new mode where there's 100-story building, and you can save it as you go. Basically, it's a horde mode, but as you go up each level, you face new enemies.
So is that free?
It's called Summit, and it's free if you've got Warlords of New York.
Ah, okay. I'm sure it'll be on sale. I'll pick it up at some point.
I mean, it's $24.99 at the moment, and
I've got to buy the American version though. I think because I bought.
What I'd say, I said this to Paul, is that the actual map size, it's more interesting. It looks better than Washington ever did. It's more interesting, and it hasn't got a lot of the annoying enemies. It's got the Rikers and it's got the Cleaners, which are great enemies to fight from Division 1. And there is an overuse of the big fat bloke that has the big flamethrower. You remember him from the Cleaners? Used to put the fear of God into you every time you saw him, because his flame would literally shoot up about 50 feet. You think it wouldn't touch you and it'd burn you to a crisp, you know? But the actual missions, you get like 3 or 4 missions as build-ups before trying to take down one of 5 main characters, Warlords of New York. And it's really structured well. And some of the environments that you have these fights in are incredibly detailed. And the opening bit where you go through Coney Island, the theme park and everything, is fantastic.
Yeah.
And for 25 quid, to me, it's almost like what the Division 2 should have been, because the map's big enough. All they had to do was add a dark zone, and to be honest with you, I'd have been happy with that as a main Division 2 game.
I think, we said this before the Division 2 came out, or no, before it was announced, is that I think they missed an opportunity because they went to Washington, and we think, I still think it would have been better off going to a different country.
Yeah.
And seeing like how it spread globally or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
know. I will hop it. The problem I've got at the moment is I've downloaded Division 2. I have got it, but I've got back into Ghost of Tsushima and I want to finish it. I'm just on the end part of Act 2.
Oh, you've got a long way to go.
And I've just sort of like gone and unlocked the armor, your father's armor, and I've upgraded it fully, so I can now do 5-person standoffs, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And I think, but the trouble with that game is that there's too much to do. Well, it's not too much to do. I just get lost in the world of like, oh, what's over there? Oh, what's over there? And then end up on these little side quests, and it's like, it's fantastic.
I mean, I was the one who was behind everyone at the beginning of Ghost of Tsushima. Everyone else was rattling on with it, and I was saying, hey, I'll get around to it, and I'll jump in. And then all of a sudden, I was like, I really like this, and I'm just going to play it constantly with every gaming hour I had, and I just platinumed it, didn't I?
Yeah, I think I've sort of like mainly played that. I did play the first episode of Vader Immortal in VR.
Yeah, I watched some of your video, but then I thought it looked quite good.
It actually is quite good.
Came
Yeah,
out on
it's actually quite
PC
good.
first, didn't it?
Yeah, so the way they've released it on the PlayStation is you buy it as a pack, but it downloads as 3 separate games. So it's episode 1, 2, and 3.
Oh, right.
Each of the episodes of like a 47-minute story, but then each episode has its own lightsaber dojo, which is like 100 levels of lightsaber combat test.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Oh, they're so cool. They're really good fun. And you can.
Talking of VR, they announced Far Cry VR, didn't they, at Ubisoft?
That's a kick in the tits, wasn't it?
I don't know. Does it look any good?
No, because it's not VR.
Why?
Because it's VR at these selected VR arcade warehouses across America. It's not VR for PSVR or PC.
Oh, isn't it?
You've got to go to a virtual reality arcade.
I didn't know they existed.
And it's like, why are you releasing this game now in the middle of a global pandemic when people can't mix with each other? But
I see the point. Yeah.
So yeah, unfortunately, that's not what I thought it was going to be. I was really gutted when it came up. Far Cry VR. I was like, and it's Vaz as well. It's like, oh my god, this will be brilliant. I'm like, oh no, wait, no, it's a multiplayer thing. In a warehouse with a VR headset on with 12 other people. So.
I am looking forward to seeing more actual stuff of Far Cry 6 because I think that's going to be good. I hope they don't have numbers like they did in the Far Cry New Dawn, have numbers popping out of everyone's head like they did in Gotham Knights that was previewed. Gotham Knights looks good. I'm on board with it, but I don't like seeing the numbers like in The Division pop out of them. I think those sorts of games spoils the immersion.
Did they do numbers in New Dawn?
Yeah, they did. That's the only thing that's worrying me about Far Cry 6. Far Cry New Dawn, because they layered it with, they released it cheap, but they layered it with tons of cosmetic-based crap, and I thought the protagonists in Far Cry New Dawn were appalling, absolutely rubbish. I played it through on PC, and I'm like, nah, it's not. I mean, Far Cry 5 I finished, and that was okay, but I actually thought Far Cry 4 has been the best Far Cry game I've played so far. I had so much fun playing that.
With Ubisoft, though, I have to just have a special mention to their Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time remake. The
game looked really good from what I saw, but
the game looked good. There's nothing wrong with the game.
It looked like a PS3 game, didn't it?
Yeah.
It looked like a PS3 game that had been just done a basic HD remaster.
Well, to be honest, the problem there is that in 2008 they actually did an HD remaster of The Sands of Time for PS3 and Xbox 360.
Right.
And the character model for the PlayStation 4 remake looks worse than the HD remaster from 2008.
The textures didn't look very good, did they?
No. I mean, it makes Halo Infinite look good. That's what I thought. I was like, oh god, this is rough. Have you seen that Michael Ansel has quit video games and gone to run a wildlife sanctuary? But he's assured us that it doesn't
what, with pigs and monkeys in them, you mean?
Yeah. doesn't affect the development of Beyond Good and Evil 2. That game's never coming
out. Who knows? I mean, let's face it, they've got that sort of pirate game that's been on the back burner for years.
Apparently that is coming to next generation consoles in 2021, and it's been completely redeveloped. They've changed its direction.
Oh, have they?
That would probably mean it's not a multiplayer ship game anymore. It's more of a single player thing. Hey, we haven't even spoken about Avengers.
I don't know. We'll do that in a minute. I reckon that Skull and Bones, they're going to try and integrate things like that Microsoft game, the Rare game.
What, Sea of Thieves?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which probably would be a good idea.
there's a
They probably
trailer out
thought
for
that
a game.
ship-to-ship combat got boring after about 10 minutes.
There's some game that came out today. A trailer came out today. I haven't actually watched it, for PS4 called Kings of the Seas.
Oh.
Action role-playing game set in a deadly procedurally
Ah!
generated pirate world.
I tell you what I did. I did what I said. I bought Knack 2 for $8.99.
Knack 2 is good.
I started it. All I like Knack 1, so I thought actually,
Knack's good.
right.
Where's Knack 3?
Yeah, well, you know. I also bought NASCAR Heat 5 because if you just want to jump in and do a quick 3 or 4 lap oval race, do a little bit of quick blasting around, it's really good fun.
Yeah.
God help you when you go on you think, oh, ovals are boring. Well, actually, they're all different in different ways, and it's actually not so bad. But it then sent me on. It was all dirt. Then it was tarmac. It was like a normal track, and those cars handle like shit.
Oh yeah,
I'm surprised they even finished that game. But anyway, I bought that. What else did I get? I got Madden's. Played a bit of that with Paul, and he's been beating me so far. So I've not been playing much with him. And it had these things where you're trying to kick, it was like glitchy, and it's been released in a very shoddy state, and people were up in arms about Madden.
Really?
The franchise mode, people were saying they've not touched the franchise modes in years. It's appalling. They've not changed it, and you know, they've even zoomed in on some of the signage around, say, the practice field, and they've not even bothered changing it from saying Madden 20 to Madden 20 or Madden 19 to Madden 21 or whatever. It's so cut and paste. It's so cut and paste. It's fucking appalling.
Surely though, they've kept it up to date and you know, made sure that
if you want to spend £50 for a roster update and a few new stadiums, yeah, that's what you're paying for.
Surely they've taken all the crowds out of the stadiums this year.
No. They've added a 6 or 7-on-7 game called The Yard, where it's another place just to create a game mode where they got a cosmetic store.
Right.
So while we're on the subject of cosmetics and battle passes and the way that developers try to rip gamers off with monetized content, let's talk about the game that none of us are going to buy, Avengers, whatever it's called.
Avengers.
Yeah, right.
That's what it's called. Avengers.
I played the beta and I got to the bit with Hulk where it was open world. I just thought, this is boring shit. The people I was fighting were boring as fuck. Robots, which means they're tougher than humans, which means if the Hulk has to like smash them for 5 minutes solid before all their hit points go, it makes sense. Bullshit.
Like I said, I played the beta a bit further than that, and
they said the story mode is actually quite good, right?
And I came away from the beta with the feeling that I had going into the beta, is that it's a game that doesn't know what it wants to be.
Well, they do know what it wants to be. They want it to be a money fucking cash cow. Games as a service bullshit. That's what they want.
They should have stuck one way or the other. The single player stuff was good that I played. Even in the beta, you can see it was heavily focused on Ms. Marvel.
Even Skill Up has said that the game is fun. He found it fun, but he said there are massive, massive problems.
Yeah.
Like every new character's free, but you got to buy a battle pass for each one. That's $10. I don't know whether it's $10.
All the cosmetics are shit. The gear doesn't make any sense because, of course, you know, at least in Destiny, when you buy a new piece of loot,
you see it on your character.
You see it on your character, not sort of like, oh, it's enhanced my gamma in my arm, so now I'm stronger. It doesn't have any effect, so it's rubbish. The fact that they're not got the likenesses of the MCU characters, but they've not tried to differentiate them from them either.
They look very bland.
They are like really sort of like, I think Jim Sterling said, they're like cosplay Avengers. They're like bad cosplay Avengers. And that's exactly how it feels.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Maybe I'll be wrong. Maybe it'll be a game in like 2 years when it's had some updates. That
Apparently,
we
there's
turn around and
frame
go,
rate issues with
oh,
it as well.
I played one multiplayer level on the beta, right?
Yeah.
Managed to eventually get match made with one person, and because when you go into a multiplayer level, you have to select 3 companions in case you only single play it.
Yeah.
So they'll be controlled by AI. There was 2 of us logged in, so therefore 2 AI companions should have logged in. That didn't happen. We got 3 of our AI companions each, which meant all of a sudden there was 2 Iron Men, 2 Black Widows, and 3 Hulks.
Cosplayers.
All running around, all killing things. And it's like, well, this is rubbish.
Yeah, I mean, they
what I
did
want.
things like the camera shake was like just over the top. Camera shake. The camera itself apparently is a fucking pile of shit as well.
I honestly think that the big exclusive that everybody got upset about, I think Sony are actually making a big mistake letting them put Spider-Man into that game, because I think it sullies the name of the character that they're building on their own with Insomniac. You know, I think that's
has this Avengers sold? Is it going to be a bit like Anthem? Like it sells quite well initially, but then the drop off will come quite rapidly as you'll know by the physical edition price of discs, won't you?
Don't know. I mean, it's like I think it's
that's
sold
the
all
telling
right.
thing. Do you remember how much Anthem went down to?
I think it's sold all right, to be honest.
I reckon they're working on Anthem 2.0, but who's going to give a fuck about that unless they suddenly go, by the way, chaps, here's a PS5 version of it.
Anthem 2.0, then they announce that at the end of last year, and it's not coming out this year, so that means they fucked it. The game's dead. You know,
and while we're on the subject, just quickly, where's my Mass Effect trilogy remastered, you bastards?
Ooh, don't. Did you see the story this week about the German retailer?
What?
Put up listings.
Really?
Put up listings for Mass Effect Trilogy Remastered on PS4, Xbox, and Switch, and then deleted them.
Switch?
Yes.
Oh. That's worrying.
And we know it exists.
Update the graphics.
Doesn't it? Don't we? Wasn't there something from EA that said it? Basically, we know it exists, but they just the COVID thing is fucking with their time frame.
Well, there was talk that it's going to use the Dragon Age engine. Now, if it comes out that it's just a basic, we're slapping them all in one big collection, and we've done fuck all with the graphics, I'm not touching it with a barge pole, so I've got them all.
I think though, if they do just a quick slap it all on a collection and get it out on Switch, I would be tempted. I would play, if it's not if they've not bothered doing anything graphically or anything like that, but they're just getting it out there on Switch.
Well, the controls are quite finicky on Mass Effect 1, so on Switch that'd be a fucking nightmare.
Having it portable would be like, yeah, go on then. I'll have it for that. Same reason I bought Witcher 3 on the Switch. Yeah, go on.
Yeah.
It's not gonna, doesn't matter if it's not the most.
Did it have a release date on that site?
So I believe it came up and was saying sort of like November, then disappeared.
Don't tell me it'd be November the 9th, or November the 7th, N7 day.
Of course it will be.
Great, I'll be in hospital then.
Digital purchase.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm going to have a 4G router from work provided to me, so I will be able to download it.
Yeah. Digital. Choose your platform for PS4 or Switch.
I probably wouldn't get it on Switch because I'm taking my PS4 and 27-inch UHD monitor in with me. You see this box over here? That's an LG 27-inch UHD 4K monitor that I'm taking in with me.
Blimey.
I'm going to have to take in like 2 fucking extension leads.
What about the laptop? You got the gaming laptop as well.
Yeah, well, that's for work, but I have got it a gaming laptop because hopefully work will forget that they've given it to me and then I'll keep it. Who knows?
I see.
Well,
I just want to say I have bought one more game this month,
Yeah.
and it was I bought Tony Hawk's 1 and 2.
You having fun with that?
That is how you do a remaster.
All right, because I've seen some videos of it, and it looks boring as fuck, just going around the.
Oh, I don't think you were part of
warehouse.
you weren't part of the Tony Hawk set back in the day
No.
when we were playing it. It's perfect and it's great and it's amazing and they've added a layer of challenges to it that really really are awesome. So they've added like a Fortnite style daily challenges or challenge board.
All right.
Nothing for not literally doesn't do anything nefarious or there's no monetization in it or anything, but literally the challenges give you more XP, more in-game cash to buy more clothes and more balls.
It wasn't cheap though, was it?
What?
Wasn't it 45 quid?
No, over here it's £39.
Was it? All right.
And that's 2 full games. That's Tony Hawk's 1 and 2.
Yeah.
I bought it from the Turkish PSN store though for 28 quid.
Right.
That's how I'm buying all of my games now. I'm buying them all from Turkey digitally. I think
What's
I got Vader.
What's your handle? Zimzalabim.
Yeah.
That's your.
I don't even
ID.
know. I don't even know what my ID is because it's inconsequential. Because as soon as I just log onto it, I never use it again. So that's it. It's just a means for getting games on my PS4 for my main account to play. I think I got like Vader Immortal for 12 quid instead of 25.
Oh wow! Why is it so cheap?
Just exchange rates and the way they price things differently.
All right.
So like Cyberpunk 2077 is I think £38 or something like that, maybe.
So what was really disappointing was that Kingdoms of Amalur Re-Reckoning has been pretty much a fuck all basic port. I've got it on PC. I had it for like £5 or something on PC.
To the point of somebody put on Reddit the other day that there's they picked up an artifact in the game, piece of loot, and they went into their inventory, and the icon for the piece of loot in the inventory is a placeholder image that says needs a real icon, and somebody forgot to make the icon for it.
Oh my god!
It could have been so
I think
good.
that's one of the biggest letdowns actually of this year, apart from COVID, is that the Re-Reckoning sounded like, oh, if they're really going to upgrade it and make it look cool, it'd be worth checking out. But
no.
I haven't really got much more to say, really. But check out the 4K trailers of all the PS5 games, like Godfall, especially the combat trailer. You've got to watch it in 4K. Check it out because
I'll watch that.
It's stunning. It almost looks a bit Destiny-ish, because there's 2 other characters that can join you as well, which hopefully won't be a worrying thing. But
I will check out that trailer.
in a way, the colours and the effects, it does look very Destiny-like, And I hate to say it, the new Destiny thing that's coming Destiny's going to be available on PS5, isn't it?
Day 1, isn't it?
Yeah.
Launch day. So is Fortnite.
Well, all right, whatever.
But I think they're moving over to the new engine. There's ray tracing in Fortnite now on PC. They launched that, so now ray tracing is going into that. Oh, of course, the other thing I'm looking forward to, Minecraft.
What?
Minecraft.
With ray tracing?
No, Minecraft is getting a VR update this month.
All right.
So that'd be quite cool.
Yeah. So you haven't really been playing much apart from Animal Crossing and Tony Hawk's.
Tony Hawk's, Ghost of
VR.
Tsushima, Fall Guys, a lot of Fall Guys, which is still really bloody good fun.
It looks good, but I'm not bothered about
that. Yeah, no, that's about it really. I'm just looking at, of course, next month when we the last hurrah for the PS4, and hopefully my last hurrah for the PS4 is
Star
Star
Wars
Wars
Squadrons.
Squadrons, which is looking good. Looking good.
Yeah. I would get it, but I'm not going to be around, so.
No. Yeah, no, I'm hoping that it does well,
Hmm.
so that they bring it to PS5.
Yeah.
But I am also going to.
Have
play
they
that
confirmed
same
whether
game.
PS5 players can play with PS4 players?
No.
Because they should be able to, shouldn't they?
Well, no. I mean, so theoretically, cross-platform.
I mean, surely
means
if you've got friends on PS4 and you've got a PS5, you should be able to talk to them on the chat.
Don't know. This is class that under technical details. They should have told us and haven't yet.
Right.
Don't know.
Well, let's hope that all of these dirty little secrets that they've been holding back are the only dirty little secrets they've been holding back. I mean, it's funny that they sort of basically released information that was almost null and void, because by the time they released it, the pre-orders had sold out anyway.
Yeah, I think the way they went about that was a little bit
underhand.
That's the trouble. I mean, like you said, Xbox, they revealed all their pricing early because it was leaked, so they reacted and jumped the gun, and that obviously put Sony at a panic, and they rushed things. And when they said we'll let you know, we'll give you plenty of warning, and they didn't. They panicked, and then I don't know why they panicked. They've got the market share at the moment. Why do they think they wouldn't have the market share? But I mean, all of this, I think, was partly kicked off with Nvidia coming along and saying, "Oh, by the way, here's our new range of graphics cards. They're out in 2 weeks, and they cost this amount of money."
Yeah, people are already trying to scout them now as well.
Wow, if Nvidia can just literally come out and announce the next generation of PC graphics cards and give it a price and a date, all in the same conference, all in the same little thing, it's like, wow, look at that. Then next thing you know, consoles.
Well, not only that, the price of 499 quid for basically a 20 plus T-flop card. That's the bottom version. It completely redundantizes every graphics card that they've sold up to that point.
Yeah.
Even the RTX 2080 Ti or whatever it is, they're worth fuck all now, technically, aren't they?
I know someone who bought a 2080 3 months ago, and they're a little bit upset.
Was that 1,200 quid?
I don't know how much they paid for it. I've no idea.
They're a lot of money. They're a lot of money.
Yeah. So, oh well, never mind. It's still worth something.
It's funny, isn't it? Everyone is bitching and moaning about 50 quid here, there, a 10 quid increase in the prices on the PS5 games, and yet PC gamers don't give a fuck about spunking away an 800 quid difference on a graphics card because they bought it at the wrong time.
No. And I think, but then again, they get their games cheaper, so that's both ways, isn't it? We, as console gamers, have to spunk out £500 every 6 years, but have more expensive games.
Even though PC gamers get their games cheaper, they still spend the same money we do. Yeah.
No, that's what I mean.
They just get maybe more games that they don't play.
That's what I mean. Is that we console gamers spend 500 quid on hardware every 6 years, but have more expensive games, and PC gamers have to buy new hardware every year, but have much cheaper games. So it kind of pans out to be the same thing anyway, really, doesn't it?
Yeah. Right.
Well,
hopefully you enjoyed part 2 of this video.
Yeah, no, send me part 2 and we'll link it all together. It'll be cool. And then
where does it save this file?
To your desktop. And you send me the file that's called Zoom.
Huh?
You send me the file called Zoom.
Okay.
That's it.
Right.
Right. Well, nice to speak to you. Nice to know everything you've pre-ordered, that you're pre-ordering everything for everyone. taking one
Well,
for
I'm
the
not
team.
getting Sackboy
to-
because that just looks like a Little Big Planet game. Unless they reveal that there's a Little Big Planet creation suite once you've played the game, who knows?
Who knows?
I'm not getting Destruction All Stars.
No.
I mean, look, we haven't even talked about Returnal, which is in the launch the launch window. I don't know what that is. We haven't even got Gran Turismo, Ratchet and Clank yet. I mean, you know, those what I was saying earlier. I think they're being held back. They're finished, but they're held back.
I thought Ratchet and Clank would be the game that would launch the PlayStation 5.
Yeah, I did too.
I thought it was going to be the system's knack. You know, to the tech demo platformer that shows off the features that it can do.
Yeah, well,
I'm really surprised.
Well, the reason they haven't done that is because they've got the Playroom game that's meant to be quite good that does all that.
Yeah, no, those Playroom games they've done for PS4 and VR, they've all been really good, to be honest.
Yeah, and they come pre-installed on your PS5. Which does make me think you should be able to delete it and save some hard drive space at some point once you've finished playing it.
Yeah, no, you could always delete the Playroom from PS4.
Yeah.
Because that was when you needed the camera for, wasn't it? You needed to have the camera.
Yeah.
To use it.
Well, I've ordered the camera actually, because it's a 1080p camera.
I just remember that wasn't the Playroom on the PS4 the one where you could literally go inside the controller and all the little Astrobots dancing inside?
That's it, yeah.
That was awesome, that.
Yeah.
Right. Well,
as you can tell, I'm looking like I'm freezing cold. That's because it's getting a bit chilly now. The nights are drawing in. It's September the 18th today, so.
Yeah, so gaming's getting better, and it's gaming year. Gaming time of year, isn't it? All the new releases, new consoles.
Yeah, I'm really excited to spunk £1,000 on video gaming, really.
Yeah. Watch this space. Well, we'll be back.
I'm going to be spending all that money that bloke lost on that video card.
That's true.
Do you know what's worse? He spent all that money and he's got a card that's half the power of the fucking card that's replacing it.
That's the point. I mean, that's the whole point. It's like, those 2080s, that were meant to be like, oh, we're the brilliant, and they've been massively kicked in the arse, haven't they? The 3080 is like an amazingly powerful.
Isn't it 3060s, the base one? That's 20 T-flops, the base one.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
And it only goes up from there.
Isn't it? Is it 3060 or 3070? I think the 3060s. I don't know. I don't know.
There's three cars. Is one of them a Titan though?
Don't know.
No. All right. Well.
I don't know.
We're not on there. There. It's getting late now.
Yeah. Well, nice to speak to you and to everyone. We'll see you again soon. Hopefully we can get a Star Wars recording in before you go to hospital for a month.
Yeah, and check out our YouTube page for gameplay videos. Because did you see I uploaded some NASCAR videos on there?
I did not.
Did I not upload any on there?
No, I didn't see it.
Yeah, I'm sure I often upload random shit on there anyway.
I tried to
put my headphones in because I get this stupid weird noise because the camera records audio.
Yeah.
So all I need to do is when I want to do just gameplay and upload it, I just need to disable the camera's audio microphone, don't I?
Hang on, let's have a look here.
I was going to upload some Division stuff as well.
Vader Immortal, Tony Hawk's. Oh yeah, there is NASCAR Heat there. Yeah, yeah. You slipped it in after the Madden stuff. I didn't realise.
Yeah,
we've got a full walkthrough of Vader Immortal episode 1 up on our channel. We've got some Tony Hawk's up there, and I've uploaded today a Ghost of Tsushima glitch that was quite funny when I did the super move.
Do you remember when I had that Assassin's Creed one where I was going into the main city of Athens and all of a sudden the whole level filled up with water?
Oh God, yeah.
And I'm like, and the horses were floating in the water and everything. That was bizarre. Did I upload that?
I don't think you did. I remember seeing the video though. We had
There
some
was
fun.
a
We've had some
stupid
fun at Assassin's
Madden
Creed.
glitch where the ball got thrown, it landed on my player's head, and my player was running along, and the ball was just balanced on his head, and it wouldn't come off.
What I've just uploaded is you know, the move in Ghost of Tsushima, the dance of death or whatever it is, and you trigger it. I triggered the move. It did the first 2 strikes, and then it went to do the 3rd strike on a second person, the upward strike, but it somehow glitched with the ground, and all of a sudden I fired myself 30, 40, 50 feet in the air, and then plummeted to my death. And it's like, well, that's a really good move.
Excellent. All right. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. If or you'll be listening to this in the background in your COVID-induced fucking hovel somewhere.
I'm looking forward to the second lockdown. That's obviously going to happen soon.
Is it? You think so? I don't think so.
Well, it won't affect you. You'll be locked away anyway.
I think it'd be good. Lock every bastard away. Then they won't be bringing any infection to me.
Yeah, it's true.
Fuck everybody else. Just
That's true.
About myself.
That's why after our one and only audio recording of this year ended up with me making you sneeze, and we've gone back to video ones since.
Well, it is sensible now. Can't catch anything off of anyone.
No, absolutely not.
Right. No. All right.
Well, goodbye, everyone. We'll see you all soon.
Bye, everybody, and enjoy your PlayStations if you've got a pre-order. And don't worry if you want an Xbox One X pre-order. I don't think they'll be queuing up for that. So, bye.
Bye.